I go by the name Friend. It's my God-given name rather than my parents' name for me. When I was born, like everything else and everybody else, I didn't have a name. My parents made up a name and put it upon me in order to register me to a system that classifies anything that's registered as property of the registrar. So they turned me from a thing called a human being, which is a type of wild animal that's free, into a person, which is a legal name for a type of property owned by the state. That was the first gift my parents gave me, and I still have a bit of a problem with it. Nowadays, I'm spending my time on Trafalgar Square chalking poetry, getting people to, or trying to encourage people to open their own minds up a little bit and start to recognise themselves in everything that they see. So it's kind of like we are with life. We're just on this cycle of change. But somewhere along the lines we've messed up. We poisoned the rain, we poisoned the air by using sulphurous fuels. Yeah, fair enough, you can't use them on the land because it's too polluting, but you can still ship large quantities of materials around the world on ships that are allowed to pump them out at sea. So, oh yeah, but that's over there, so it doesn't affect us. I'm afraid I live on a ball in a bubble and there's nowhere to run. And I've got to face up to that. The trouble is that the way that most people think at the moment, we're separate from it. It's, there's man and man's world, and there's nature, and nature is something you go out and enjoy. You drive your speedboat across, or you fly your jet aeroplane, or whatever. But it's not somewhere that you have respect for. So, but yeah, my faith is that between us we have the ability to realise paradise on earth. And if we choose not to take action towards doing that, between us, through our unconscious action, we will realise hell on earth. So when we take the planet and we say this is ours, we deprive the rest of life from it. So for me, the ideal way of living would be to actually say, this has never been mine. Let's, in the Bible, they'd say, repent. There are so many buildings and there is so much space that it doesn't make sense that people are on the street. The foundation of a structure is the most important part. So, and I think that this is planet home. This is the place where I live. Well, this is where I live, and wherever this bit is where I'm living. So I can't say I live there or I live there, or I live here. It's a bit more basic. And the thing that frightens me more than anything else is homelessness. The end of each day, as the sandwich shops close, I've been given the opportunity to go into some of them and pick up what would be waste. So I go to 3 sandwich shops during each evening, and I take whatever's not been sold that day that would otherwise be going in the bin, and I distribute it to people who haven't got the funds to be able to feed themselves properly. So some of the people I'm giving it to are homeless, some of them have got hostels, some of them have got a flat of their own, but don't actually have the finance to be able to support themselves properly. I struggle with this depression thing, living in the world that I'm living in and viewing it the way that I do. It means that a lot of the time I don't feel that good about being a human being. So when I can do something that is helpful and is useful, it actually makes me feel better about being alive. We follow a premise that the big reflects the small, and in the dressing room of life, we are the mirrors that we install. If we see the macrocosm as nothing more than thought, and we know we are the answers that all of us have sought, the solution's all clear, not some thick and tacky sludge. No more millstones round our necks, and no more daily drudge. For the answer to life is, you've got to have a laugh, with a baptism of giggles in this crazy bubble bath. sharing joy and pleasure, making history history, fitting together all the jigsaw bits to solve this mystery. So, in the bigger picture, this has got to make you smile. We've all been all the actors in life's film, and we have been for a while. As we're playing out a bit part, though for each a leading role, we're all the stars upon life's stage, a reflected conscious soul. And as with every lifetime, we've had a different part to play, though none of us are typecast, most in good characters stay. Now's the time to change the script, that painful storyline. The director's got a better one, and the ending seems just fine. Put those fears far away, for the end is just part 2, and in the beginning of part 3 we all have work to do, as we're set for restoration, with paradise to recreate. Love and pleasure are our guides, they are the pillars of our fate.
The reason why drugs are illegal is because they make you think.
It was like, hang on a moment.